Hola, buenos días from Cartagena in Colombia. Today we have only 5 or 6 hours in Cartagena, so we chose to walk from the cruise terminal to the city, old city center. I think it's around 2 or 2.5 kilometers. I'm not sure because we couldn't find Wi-Fi, but we know the road, so it was an enjoyable walk. Although it's hot, it's almost 9 a.m. in the morning, but it's hot already. And now we're going to go to the old city and explore a bit around and come back to the ship. We have arrived to the old city. Thanks to our traveling skills, we could find the old city in under half an hour. And this is the walls of the old city. Now we're going to be on top of them. There's a man snorkeling there. Wow. And this is the new city. So we like this impressive idea when there are skyscrapers and the old city all together and people are living the daily life. It looks more lively and more natural. We even climbed to the wall of Cartagena just at the entrance of Gethsemane, but there are other more popular places to climb the wall as well, but we wanted to come here. And we also see Castillo San Felipe. I will just show you from here for this short day, but I love having the modern city silhouette behind us and just the old city in front of us. So let's go explore. So we are right at the entrance of Cartagena. We crossed from that bridge from the cruise terminal, and you can see behind me is the Castillo San Felipe de Barajas, and it's an important castle actually. It's, you can see the city when you climb there, but we have a few hours only, and the entrance is $25, so not for a day to be rushed. And behind us is the Gethsemane district, where we will explore right now. We are walking in Gethsemane district, but I think it's so early in the morning, it's a little bit dead. So now we are making our way to Plaza Santo Domingo and see if there's life there. But we already see a lot of cool places here, colorful buildings and restaurants, cafes. Hopefully they will be open on our way back. So we couldn't help it but pass through one of the lively streets of Gethsemane before we went to the central Plaza de Santo Domingo, and we are loving it already. Although it's 9 a.m. in the morning, it's very lively and there are art everywhere. Okay, we will make it to the historical part, I promise. I believe at night time this should be a very lively place, but we are only here until 2 p.m. sadly. Okay, we took a small break in the park called Parque del Centenario before coming to the Plaza Santo Domingo, and we are sitting under the shade and we gave a small coffee break with the coffee supply we brought from our ship, but we are in Colombia, so we will try the coffee here, hopefully, if we have time. And now we will make our way to the old city. As for now, we have seen the modern part of the city and we came to the old city. In all the travel blogs we have looked so far, and all our friends told us that the walled city is the place to be seen in Cartagena, but we really like the modern part as well. The normal life goes on there, and it's the real place that people are going on their lives. No, thank you. and we loved walking inside of it and see the daily lives of local people.
Show him.
Yes, the ice cream guy. And now we are seeing the touristic part, but before that we took a break under the shade because it's so hot, really hot, and a lot of mosquitoes. Okay, we made it to the old city. Now this is the entrance, as we have read in many travel blogs from the clock tower. We will enter the walled city, the old city, and see Plaza Santo Domingo, and from there I think we'll climb the walls overlooking the sea of the city. It's a bit chaotic. At the entrance there are a lot of people trying to sell you stuff like fruits, water, or maybe some guided tours, but I think we're gonna explore on our own, as we always do. We couldn't come so far. I think it's only 10 meters now. And we asked for the money exchange. It's like 4,600 pesos per $1. But we are looking for a better rate. Okay, yes. And I'm walking towards Plaza Santo Domingo. It's a lively atmosphere here. A lot of people. Okay, we came to a cathedral called Santa Alejandria. Yes, like Saint Alexander. And I heard that almost all churches inside the old city of Cartagena are worth visiting, so we're gonna pay a visit here and see what's inside. It's hard to walk, it's very crowded and almost everyone's trying to sell us something, but we like the vibrant atmosphere. I'm aware that I'm very dark here, but now let's go inside. yet we are in another park. We couldn't still leave for Plaza Santo Domingo. As soon as we found this place, we sat down because it's green and there are a lot of parrots. And there are so many vendors selling a lot of stuff that we wanted to, take a peaceful break from all of this. And we heard the music, and so we came here in this green garden just across the church, enjoying it. It's a beautiful day to sleep in the park, but behind the park there is the Palace de Inquisición, which is the palace for Inquisition. But we heard that it's mostly about the Inquisition history in Europe, because here in Cartagena, even though they did this, it's not so common. I heard that they haven't applied this Inquisition here in Cartagena so much, even though they did, because it's a little bit about Christianity, and they did this to the slaves here. But mostly the museum is about the Inquisition history in Europe, so we'll see. Ah, thank you.
Oye, agüita, Coca-Cola.
Vamos.
Agua.
Now we found Plaza Santo Domingo in the end, and we found a place, a cafe. We used the bathroom, and now we are just exploring a little bit. There is a church behind me, and there is a lively atmosphere. There are cafes, there are people, and also there are street vendors. It's a nice place. I thought it would have been more crowded, but it's not, so I think we are on the right time here. It's only 10:30 in the morning. In Plaza Santo Domingo, and it's only 11 a.m. now. We will make our way to the walls of the city to climb and see the view from there. But we really like the vibe here. It's cool and there is no loud music. A lot of tourists and locals, and there are cafes here around. It's a nice weather and there is shade. So it's a beautiful place, this Plaza Santo Domingo. We are heading to Cafe del Mar on the city walls. We just departed from Plaza Santo Domingo. We found a little bit of Wi-Fi and checked our emails. Now we will try to climb the walls and see the view. Maybe have a coffee in Cafe del Mar, maybe not, I don't know. We found, we found the city walls, and now we will cross the road to enter inside the city walls and climb it. I'm going. Okay, here you can see people walking up the walls. So that's what we will do. This is the entrance right behind Cafe del Mar. So we are now in front of Cafe del Mar. You can see the modern city there. And there is this Colombian flag. Wow. It's a bit hot to sit in Cafe del Mar, I think. But it's breezy at least to watch. The city walls of Cartagena. We are in Cafe del Mar, but it's closed and it's so sunny. There's a flag. We already took a picture with that, of course. You can see the sea behind us, and there is the modern city, and the old city is right here. I believe, as far as we know, Cartagena was the first place where the Spanish conquistadors came and took as their trading city. So this was the first place the Spanish came in the 15th century. That's why they were so strong, and they traded gold from here. They brought the gold from Peru to here, and from here to Spain, and the Spain relationship countries. So this was the place where they flourished. There was so much gold, there was so much prosperity that this was a very rich city. Of course, there was the slavery and the wars, but nowadays it's a place where the Spanish culture and the Colombian culture mix together, and there is a beautiful city here. And this place on top of the walls is a nice viewpoint. I think people come here for the sunset, but it's also equally beautiful in the daytime. It's also very breezy, although it's very hot. We are now heading to the central region of the old city to explore the bodegas that we heard about. And we are passing by local parks, small streets, a lot of cafes and shops. It's so touristic, but also there is a unique vibe here, which we really like. So we came to the bodegas, which are a famous thing to do in Cartagena. Although they have a sad history, nowadays they are being used as souvenir shops. So come here and experience this place, but also know that this history of these places were they were prisons for the criminals. And when the water rose during the high tide, the prisoners would die, would drown inside these, because these cells would fill up with water. But today it's a vibrant place, just attached to the walls. So I'll show you one of the insides of the shops, which was a dungeon in the history. Okay. This is how it looks like today. After checking out the Las Bovedas, we are heading back to Gethsemane, and on our way maybe we will stop by the Gold Museum, which is free to enter, and also a coffee shop where we can buy Colombian coffee. Although it's a short stop here, it's an enjoyable day to spend time like 5 or 6 hours inside the city. Of course, in Cartagena, you can always take a tour to the Rosario Islands or to other islands where you can swim and snorkel, because the beaches in Cartagena are not so nice. But still, this is an enjoyable day, and we decided to come back here already. To the Gold Museum, we came back to the clock tower. Now we are passing by the shops inside it, just opposite it. So there are some shades and arcades that you can escape the sun and heat. It looks nice. We found the Gold Museum, and it's right here, and at the door it says that it's open on Saturdays until 1 p.m. But today we entered it and they said it's closed, so unfortunately we can't visit it. It's actually free to visit, and it tells a lot about the gold history happening here, but unfortunately it's only open from Monday to Friday, as the security guy said. Towards the end of our tour of the old city, we found the Iglesia Pedro San Claver, which is a famous church here because Pedro San Claver was the first reverend that came here to Christianize the African slaves. So this is one of the first Spanish structures here. The entrance is $5 and we are not going in because we have really very little amount of time here. But we really like the atmosphere, so we're going to spend our time in a cafe, I believe. Our original plan was to have coffee across the street in Cafe Havana, but it was closed, so we found another coffee shop right opposite of it, which is called Cafe Libertario. And now we are going to have an espresso here briefly because we have a little time left, and then we're going to go back to the ship. We really like the interior, the seating places here. Let me show you around a little bit. It's already time to go back to the ship, and we are rushing because if we can't find a taxi, we'll have to walk. And we are just out of the coffee now. It was a nice 7 hours in Cartagena, even 6 hours. And now we are going back to the ship after enjoying this beautiful city. We are already back to the cruise terminal. Koparacak şimdi kolundan.
Alacağım.
Dursana ya, o yanına otursana. Otur.
Ne haber?
He's going to speak. So we are already back to the cruise terminal. We took a selfie with a parrot even, and now it's time to go back to the ship, eat something from the open buffet, lunch buffet, and relax by the pool. I think we have earned it. After walking like 15 kilometers in Cartagena under the heat of the noon. But it was a nice day, and I think we will be back to Colombia latest by next year, so we will explore more. But today it was briefly a nice day in Cartagena. We found a taxi from the city center, from Gethsemane neighborhood, and we negotiated to come back here for $5. He didn't speak any English, and he tried to tell us that it would be $10, but in the end it was 5. I don't know how that happened, but we didn't take it inside. We just said drop us at the door, and then he agreed. I don't know, maybe they're paying something to get inside. I don't know. And for $5 we were back here. If we could have found maybe Wi-Fi or internet, maybe we could have called a cab from Uber or some
But
application.
we still don't know if Uber works here or
Yeah,
not.
we couldn't try that one. We have to research about that. But it was pretty easy, you know.